I bought a new wok. And if your new wok is a carbon steel or cast iron wok, you would need to season it first before you use it for the first time. I love carbon steel and cast iron woks because they are non-stick and they last forever. This is a cast iron wok. It's a family wok when I was growing up. My mother and my grandma would use it all the time. I would say that this is about 30 to 40 years old and it's still going strong. But my favorite is the carbon steel wok. It's a lot lighter and it's a great conductor of heat. It heats up really fast and it cools down really fast as well. These are the properties you will need for stir frying. And best of all, it's not expensive. My new wok is 15 inches or 38 cm. It's good enough for 6 to 8 people. If you're cooking for 4 to 6 people, you can use a 12 to 14 inch wok. And if you're cooking for 4 or less people, you can get away with a 12 inch wok. But try to get as big a wok as your kitchen can handle. Because with a big wok, you can do things like steam a whole fish. You season a wok through a process called polymerization. This is where you take a thin layer of oil, apply it onto your wok, and heat it up to a high enough temperature so that it turns from a liquid to a sleek, hardened surface. Each time you cook, you lay down a new layer of seasoning. So the more you cook, the sleeker it gets and the more non-stick it gets. And it's a lot easier to clean after that. All new woks have this coating of beeswax or industrial oil to prevent it from rusting during the long periods of shipping and storage. Therefore, before you start seasoning, you need to scrub off this layer of coating. Use a cloth sponge or a steel wool and give it a good scrub. Because the coating is clear, you cannot tell if you have removed all the coating. So just give it a really good scrub and trust that you did a good job. Anyway, you're going to burn off any residual coating later. After scrubbing, dry it with a towel. After drying the wok, heat it over a medium flame. You can either use an induction cooker or a stovetop. The heat will open up the pores on the surface of the wok, much like what happens in a facial. The goal here is to fill all these pores with oil and then polymerize it or harden it till it forms a non-stick surface. The heat will change the color of the wok to brown, blue, and black. And it burns off the impurities at the same time. For me, watching the changes in color of the wok is the most satisfying part of any seasoning. You want to heat up every part of the wok, including the sides, right up to the rim, till everything changes color. Once the whole wok has changed into this bluish black color, turn off the heat and let it cool down for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not sure if you can see this through the camera lens, but the surface of the wok has a nice blue and yellow glow to it. But not all woks react this way. Sometimes it just turns brown and black. While waiting for the wok to cool, cut up some sacrificial vegetables. I'm cutting up some onions here, but you can use carrots or potatoes. After 5 to 10 minutes, when the wok has cooled off, cook a vegetable dish like you would normally using these vegetables. So, over medium heat, pour in about half a cup of oil into the pan. Coat the surface of the wok with this oil. Heat this oil over medium heat till it smokes. If you're using an induction cooker, it will take about 20 to 30 seconds. If you're using a stovetop, it will probably take you 40 seconds to about a minute. Once you see that the oil is smoking, add in the sacrificial vegetables. Cook these vegetables till they all turn brown. Rub your vegetables up the side of the wok. You want every part of the wok to be coated with this oil. The reason why you want to cook and throw out your first dish is because a new wok tends to impart a certain odd taste to the food. Much like how you need to throw away your first pancake because it's always the ugliest. This process gets really smoky. So, make sure you do this outside or open up all your windows and turn on the fan. Once the vegetables are brown, your wok is seasoned. Let's test this non-stick surface with a few eggs. Each time you cook, you add a new layer of coating to the wok. And the more you cook, the more non-stick it gets. As you can see, this is pretty non-stick. And this is an easy way to season a new carbon steel wok.